Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hey, everybody, I'm Joey.
And I'm Jess.
And I guess I'm Brian.
That was weird and out of order,
Yes,
and I
you're Brian.
don't like it.
Yeah, but it's fine because we've been doing this 208 times. Well, you haven't, but
I haven't.
You've been here for probably more than
Wes.
half.
The majority of the times.
Yeah.
Wes
yeah.
was only up to like episode 60.
Was it even that late? I don't even think it was that late.
Yeah, if we think about it.
Okay. Well, if you're new here, you have no idea what we're talking about. This is the podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking, bike camping, or just playing bikes. What do you got to say there, Blake? You got anything to add to the
Don't pay
equation?
attention to him.
Oh, don't
As soon as I
encourage the
look at
bad
him, yeah.
behavior. Okay, don't encourage the bad behavior. I was just told that by the 8th grade teacher in the room. We're gonna ramble tonight, and we've had guests for like the last what feels like 6 or 8 weeks since probably before
For the holidays, I
before
think.
the holidays. So this is the first time that people are going to actually get the opportunity to turn us off before we really even get started.
Yeah.
Before we get to nothing, we have some great discounts codes to share. On either the Salt Stick website or the JoJ website, you reach checkout. Use the code LoveYouBuys. It takes 20% off all your items. Over at Cutaway USA, use the discount code GTD20. Take 20% off your order. And if you're in the market for a new hydration pack, please check out Orange Mud and use a discount code FF23RAINS to take 15% off your order. I'm going to put all those discount codes and the links in the show notes so that you can go and find them yourselves. Do you have
23 Fireflies?
Yes, it is. I don't know what that reference is.
FF23?
FF23.
Friends, family.
Friends and family, yes. It's friends and family.
We'll go Fireflies.
23 for the year, and then my last. Do you have any discount codes for ambassador things that you're doing, Jess?
Yes, I have a lot of them, but I just don't know them offhand.
Okay.
Some of them are just weird numbers, and some of them are like your name and stuff like that. We were actually riding this weekend at Monster Cross, and I was like, I only have one bottle holder on my mountain bike, so I'm going to have to figure that out.
Can you fit a second one somewhere?
She could ride her Crocs. We were just talking about that. But we'll talk about it further when I ramble for an hour.
Nobody's drinking anything. We don't have a crack of the week.
I wanted Earl Grey mint non-caffeinated hot tea tonight.
Nicely done. Nicely
Delicious. I made everyone seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I kicked the alcohol
You've kicked it to the curb
just for tonight.
just till tomorrow.
Tomorrow. will be
Just till the
good.
morning.
Till the morning, yeah.
Until the morning.
Till the morning. I
Well-
was craving tea and seltzer.
It was nice that I got here, and because we were running a little bit late, I was running a little bit late, and my seltzer was already made in this big keg Stanley beer stein thing, which
Stanley.
is awesome.
Take that, suck on that, you big Stanley people. That,
Instead of the crack of the week, I'll do the slam the stein of the week.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's gonna
so unlike
botch
the,
levels, isn't it?
the influencer, that thing has a bottle opener on it.
Oh, really?
It'll fit like 30-some ounces of beer.
That
It stays
is-
insulated. It's cold. It's got a lid.
And you're giving this to me?
No.
That's so nice, Joey. Thank you. I appreciate
It's going
that.
to Unpaved next year for Birch beer.
Okay, I'm going to start because I have very exciting news. For me, at least. Maybe not for anybody else.
It's
And
all
it has,
exciting.
It has nothing to do with gravel, so it's just my news. Joey, thank you very
It's
much.
the Crocs.
Joey, thank you very much for putting the new group set on my Roubaix.
We actually got one of the first of those out at the time. We just had it in a box for a while.
It's out for a while.
Yeah.
I have gone to DI2, but the 105,
Yeah.
which is
The
a
working man's group.
hybrid wireless system. Is that what they're calling
That's
it?
what all the new 12-speed is.
Okay. So it's got wires that go from the derailleurs to the battery,
which has the built-in junction box.
And then there's no wires
Anywhere else?
in the shifters.
Nope.
So do the shifters, this is what I wondered, they actually have batteries in them?
They do, and they have little people in there.
Are there coin cells in there? Is that what's in there?
Yes, 2032s.
Okay. I was
The
wondering
only
that.
standard in the bike industry.
Right. Because I was looking at I got it set up on my Garmin on my head unit, and then on the battery screen it had the indicator for the battery that was in the crank, but then it also had battery indicators and levels for the different shifters.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, duh, if there's no wires that go from the shifters to anything else, then they have to have their own power source.
Yeah.
Um,
You have multiple bike profiles set up?
yes, I do.
Oh, you're a smart man. I'm too lazy.
Yeah, I have a profile set up for the Otso, and I have a profile set up for the Roubaix. So I had a lot of work yesterday to do to kind of get it like all working and fine-tuned and get all the pieces running. And because you got multiple, the power meters on the Roubaix, but not on the Otso, and I've got different speed sensors and all the things. Technology. We're overwhelmed with technology and bikes today. But it's good data and it makes good sense. So I have a question for you two, as well as for our listeners, because I've been having an issue with my Garmin, and I think it has to do with the Vario with the radar. So when I stop, because I stop for my potatoes every day at Mom and Pop's.
Send me your picture.
And what I've noticed is that my head unit, I've got it set to go into auto pause when I'm stopped.
Yeah.
But it will continue to, like, every once in a while, it'll like say I'm doing 2 miles an hour or 1.5 miles an hour. And it doesn't really bother me as much as it's like it messes up my numbers data, and it just kind of is like irking me. I don't know if it's the radar is telling the head unit that I'm moving, or if it's like GPS drift, or the GPS thinks my bike is moving. I don't know what's going on with that.
I have no idea what to tell you.
So I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. I'm saying I'm curious.
If you're going to hit the button?
Well, I could just hit the pause button.
Then you forget to turn it on.
Yeah.
Later, that's what happens to me all the time. Then what happened, though, is I just stopped caring.
Yeah, and I'm not really the caring.
And that sounded bad. I don't know. I used to get so worried about it. Now just either it's on or on.
Yeah.
Just let it run.
Well,
I like tracking my miles, but I would get frustrated because I forget to turn it on, and I'm like,
I think what I'll end up doing, because right now it's set, my head unit is set for each profile to auto pause when stopped. So what I think I'm going to do is set a 3 mile or a 4 mile an hour number for pausing, as opposed to when stopped.
do it like at 6 or 7. So if you have a really nasty climb,
they
mess it up.
I don't know if anybody else has struggled with that. Not that it's a real struggle, but you know what I'm saying. It's just one of those quirky, weird things.
There's someone probably like Chris Howell, if he still listens, he's like, oh, actually.
Oh, yeah. He's usually like 4 or 5 episodes behind.
That's fine.
But that's the way.
I'll hear this one by Dirty Kitten. Galley Cat.
Anyway, back to my 105. I have been very impressed with it. It's really crisp. The shifts are super sharp.
You like the hoods?
Yeah, I do.
I
do. The shifters are nice. I know I had the reservoirs on the other ones that had the hydraulic fluid in them, and they had this big bulbous kind of they felt really big.
Mm-hmm.
It has taken me a couple of rides to get used to them not being there, because I had gotten to this place where when I'm climbing, I would actually grab that hood, and now that's gone, but it does look a whole lot better.
Yes.
We're looking for a dog toy or a dog distraction. So Jessica, all this 105 DI, you have BuzzBuzz shifty bits.
Yeah, but I honestly have no clue what you're talking about. So I'm just kind of zoned out. And
the group set, the derailleur, and how it's electronic. You know how you have to put the battery on your SRAM?
Yes.
You have to put the battery on the derailleur.
Yes.
So with the Di2, there's a battery that has wires. So instead of running off and forgetting the battery on your derailleur to run your system, I can't do that. I can't run off and leave my battery somewhere. So it's just all electronic, though. But I think the whole of the bike industry, and when Joey gets back, I'm interested to hear his take on this. I think the whole of the bike industry will eventually be headed into a direction of electronic shifting. Do you think, Joey, are you listening over there? When you get back over here, I'd love to hear your comments. I'm just curious if we think that cables in like braided cables are soon to be a thing of the past, except for maybe braking systems. Obviously, a braking system.
Actually, I saw electric braking, wireless electric braking somewhere.
Who in their right mind would do
I don't know,
that?
but I heard it first from Matt Bracken, who is Pedro's USA.
Wow.
And used to, back in 2014.
What
He
happens?
said that's going to be a thing.
What happens when your battery dies? You got no brakes?
I don't know.
Maybe it's something in the. I don't know. It doesn't make any.
Put your shoes in his bed.
Oh,
He won't land it. If you look at upper end of road bike stuff, there's like you can't buy an S-Works Athos frame and run mechanical shifting on it at all. There's literally no port.
Yeah.
You have a hole for a brake line
Mhm.
on the rear, and that's it.
That's it. That's all there is.
Yeah. The Pro frame set and the comp and stuff, you can.
Do you think it'll
but-
be a level of bike that there'll
That's
be?
what I'm saying. Like it's it's not there right now. It won't be long before the mid-level carbon road stuff is
Same thing.
Yeah.
Because
you're stuck.
it's going to be, basically a manufacturing thing where they're not going to want to manufacture multiple styles.
So SRAM's had E-Tap Axis out for a couple years now.
Mhm.
Have you seen any mechanical 12-speed come from them?
No.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
okay. And that's
Yeah.
not that's
This isn't anything new. This has been a couple of years.
so that's new stuff. They're still manufacturing the old
Yeah,
stuff.
they're still doing that, and they still make Force 22, which
Yeah.
is the 11-speed. But you didn't see any new road group sets come out with.
I guess I'm curious if it's ever going to get to a point where even entry level will be electronic.
No, I don't think we'll ever be there. Just
No.
you're gonna have to pick. You either get stuff or you want something a little better quality. It's gonna be electric.
It's going to be electric.
Yeah.
It's going to be that. There will be no mid tier. It's
Yeah.
going to be entry level, and then you make the jump to electronic.
The caveat of that though is like service is you probably require a lot less service every so often, but when you do, it's gonna be more expensive because we have to train more. We have to get diagnostic tools and software, and
So,
it costs us money.
so with the electronic shifting, what are the serviceable things? So, like, take a rear derailleur.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the jockey poles and the jockey wheels,
Yeah.
and I mean, what else inside that derailleur is something that you could service, or does in fact make it easier? Because really, when it shits the bed, a derailleur comes off,
Yeah.
and a new one goes on.
You're not gonna do much.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of
Yeah.
serviceable parts inside of there.
No, there's not.
So it's disposable, and in essence, it's a very expensive piece of disposable.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. I mean, there's still 11 and 10 speed stuff. Hopefully, is almost all dead.
Mm.
But there's still like the original 11 speed Ultegra. It's really bulky out there.
So you talk about service being more complicated, but doesn't it in fact?
I'm saying if there's something that does go wrong, sometimes this is a really, really simple fix, or it's taking me like a couple hours to diagnose,
I guess it could
to
be
run
like
through stuff.
if there's power issues with the battery and things still technically quote unquote work, but you've got maybe a wire issue, or so there's maybe a little bit more things to run to ground that are different. Whereas with
Yeah.
a cable, it was like if the cable was bad, you pulled the cable out and you put a new cable in.
Yeah, every so often your springs would get tired, like yours were, and
Yeah, and that was really the reason. I mean, my bike was, I had the Ultegra group on it, and it was 6 years old and had 20, I think that did the numbers on it. It was like 25,000 miles on that group set. So it was time. And that was what made the decision pretty easy. It was like, okay, we're going to have to replace a lot of stuff here. So why not go ahead and make this?
from my experience, and I've probably worked on more Di2 bikes than most people. Not sounding cocky, it's just I used to build
What it is.
so many frame up stuff. But when something happened with the regular Di2 before 12 speed, and there was 6 to 7 cables on the bike and 2
Mhm.
junctions, and sometimes you'd spend so much time diagnosing, ripping the bike apart, undoing it, figuring it out, plugging this in, trying that. And when Axis came out and it was all wireless, like
Mhm.
something's wrong with the derailleur or the shifter and they wouldn't pair, you could just, it was so quick and easy to diagnose.
Mhm.
You could still do firmware, but if it would just shit the bed, you knew what it was.
Right.
Like I chased a battery shorten out after every ride on the Brashears tandem. I was playing hand me down from Wes. Wes never figured it out, unfortunately. And then it was as simple as where one of the couplers were, is the cable was the slightest bit frayed, and
And all it
drained
would
the
do is touch
battery.
it, and
Yeah.
there it is.
And we replaced the cable, but that took like multiple trips, replacement parts.
Yeah.
It was a tandem, so it had a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it was a coupled tandem.
Yeah.
Couplers you got to take apart, and yeah, it was a lot of work. It's
Okay.
always been like that.
Okay.
I spent a whole day on a tri-bike that I buried stuff in because he wanted a super aero. I basically rebuilt it part by part over a whole day because we used to just stock everything.
All right. Well,
So SRAM has it figured out. Now that the Shimano is half wireless, it's a lot easier.
yeah, I was just curious if, like, because I kind of guess I came at it backwards, and I went to the GRX Di2 before I went to a road Di2 group. So I started on probably the other end, which what most people do. Most people probably have the Di2 in the road environment, and then decide they want to move to it on their gravel bike. But
Yeah.
I came at it the other way around. But wow, performance-wise, just a couple of rides in, it is quiet.
I have the Altegra on my Cannondale. It's very nice.
Oh, it's so quiet, and I guess that my stuff had gotten so clapped out that it never shut up. My bike never shut up. From riding with me, probably the end of last year, it never said quiet. It just kept click, click, clack, click, clack, and that was just because everything.
But we have to talk the whole time to quiet it down.
Yeah, I talked to it, and it wouldn't pay any attention to me.
Now we don't have to have conversations on our rides.
That's right.
Quiet.
So I was just so refreshing to go to that, higher end or performance. And now you have my work in the shop to give it the once over. I think
I
this
did
is
everything.
The right time.
I ordered a cassette and brake pads yesterday.
Okay,
I don't know if they'll make it by Friday, but because they're coming from Nevada,
that's fine.
but they'll be inbound maybe next Tuesday at the latest.
I figured that this was the right window of time, about a month ahead of Croatan. You don't want to do things like that.
I'll have it
too
ready by
close.
Croatan.
Okay, that works. Now you don't want to do things like, if you're out there listening and you're going to Croatan and you think you might have something on your bike, now's the time.
Or your first ride.
I was just about to say I did my whole ride on my new bike. I rode it once around the speedway, and I was like, well, guess it's good.
You also had somebody who lovingly and caringly put that bike together for you, knowing that was going to be the case.
Even Sharpied easy and hard on our handlebar.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So if you have something like you think you might need a new cassette or a new chain, you don't want to wait until like a few days before an event to make that change and then go on your bike. You want to actually do it, 3 to 4 weeks ahead of it, give it time to settle in, see if anything goes sideways. So you have that bike with you now,
Yeah.
and you're going to get all spiffed up and cleaned up. I am so sorry that I didn't clean it before.
Oh, I have a service fee.
Okay, that's fine. I'll pay
I
it.
also put a lot of vodka in this tea. No, I'm just kidding.
I would gladly pay it. I looked at that when I pulled it out of the back of the truck, and I went, "Oh, this is filthy.
Nasty.
Oh, it's filthy."
No, that's one of those bikes that's getting the behind the shop shower.
Okay, you want me to come do that? I'll
No,
come and do that.
No.
All right. Well, I normally would take
Good old
you.
rub and
You
tug.
know, it's very unusual for me to bring you a filthy bike like
That's
that.
what people that bring filthy bikes say.
Yeah. No, don't. I normally clean my bike
That's
pretty
okay,
well.
yeah.
And I did feel guilty about it
see.
when I was pulling it out of the back of the truck, and it was
Take photos.
yeah, the before and after. The don't be this guy. Don't be. You're gonna do a little shop thing and be like, don't be like this
Don't
guy
be
when
like-
you bring your
no.
bike in for service. All right, that's everything that's going on in my
We
world.
polished the Roubaix. We cleaned all the frame threads out. Put
Mm.
new bolts, new hardware.
Yeah.
Little TLC everywhere.
Yeah, it does. It's sharp. And you went over the frame. We're walking a 6-year-old frame.
Yeah.
What kind of lifespan should you expect out of a late 20-teens?
I don't know. Legally, I
Urban.
don't know what to say.
No, I mean, just what's your
I
gut?
don't know. I
tell you?
mean, there's some out there 10, 15 years.
Okay.
But I mean, you ride it more than the average person.
I guess I don't know.
And the funny thing is, for the 5 people that listen, when frame manufacturers have a lifetime warranty,
Mm.
the fine print say lifetime of the frame. It doesn't say your lifetime.
The expected lifetime of the frame,
Yeah, the frame.
not the lifetime of the person. You're not gonna be an 80-year-old going.
I still got my
Yeah.
1997 Rockhopper. No,
That's
20
fine.
years. If it goes past 20 years, Specializes Like, hey, it's probably a little tired.
Yeah.
Although
So-
I had about a 16-year-old Rockhopper when I was at Parvella, and they did warranty it, and they gave the customer just a whole new bike out of the box
Wow.
because you're not going to just switch the frame out on that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's
Sweet.
lifetime of the bike, not you.
Okay.
If you're older, I mean, the bike might outlive you, but I don't know how many listeners we have.
I mean,
but-
I did that with the Diverge. I mean, that the Diverge was Tiagra, and then we upgraded the GRX, and then it was time to swap the frame. And I'm kind of feel like I'm doing the same thing with the Roubaix. It's like I
the
got
Ray was a lot nicer than at the Verge.
yeah to start with, but that group set had a lot of miles on it, and it was done. But
Tired.
now a new group set is on. So if at some point in the future, like 3 years down the line, I get another 3 or 4 years out of that frame, we decide, okay, that I'm not feeling that frame anymore,
Mhm.
and we decide we want to switch that. It's the same thing that I did with the Diverge. It's like we pull all that stuff off that we upgraded the bits and pieces and put it on a new frame. So that's I think the way that's a good way to do it. Once you reach a level with the bike,
Yeah.
because what are you going to do? Because the group set's clapped out, just going to like cross everything and go.
Basically,
Is that what a lot of people do?
consumerism.
Really,
No, I don't know.
Jess? I'm sorry, you look super bored over there.
We're tired. Lights
Anyway.
are on.
Trail Boss, you've got Trail Boss. What is you
I
doing?
am the
Trail
Trail
work?
Boss. No, my Trail Boss tools came in.
We talked about that.
Yeah, well, they actually showed up Valentine's
oh,
Day.
you just ordered them.
I ordered them like a month ago,
Gotcha.
but they built them and then sent them to me. I got them on Valentine's Day, and they were like, "Love you, bye."
Oh,
It's some "Love you, bye" stickers. No, those came in. I didn't buy their sack, their roll thing. I thought I was going to start making my own, and I was actually talking to Evan up at Nittany today, and we were texting, and because I wanted like a book bag for that. I keep using my red one, and then it usually is all muddy inside.
Evan should like custom make something that works with the Trail Boss. gear.
Well,
Oh,
we've been
smart
chatting because
minds.
Evan does stuff too, and Evan either has a set or he obviously knows about them. But I was either going to draw something up or he told me to swing up because we're going to do a book bag one day soon, but then make a tool roll for the Trail Boss stuff to fit into the bag
Nice,
with a saw,
nice,
electric saw, and everything.
nice.
So I might just take a quick overnight up there soon,
Cool.
which is kind of cool. Yeah, I got those in. I need to get them dirty.
Sure.
But we're going down to Monster Cross this weekend.
Yeah. Talk
So
to me.
before, because I'll transition that over to Jess, but we rode 2 mountain bike rides last week in shorts and
I know.
short sleeves.
Yep.
I don't get out like all these fancy people in the middle of the day like today.
Today was
Gail was here today, but
Yeah, it was windy.
but yeah, it was. We had an amazing night ride last week. We had like 15 people out.
Saw the pictures. They look great.
It was a great route. God, it was so much fun.
Nice.
And yeah, we were just in shorts and t-shirts, and it was so nice. The trail was Friday. We rode Friday, just got sick, but Thursday and Friday, that's the best the trail's been like since the summertime. It was actually dry. There was dirt.
Mhm.
Like you're riding by someone, you're getting like dust. We
Really?
haven't had that in months.
Wow.
It's usually mud. It was like hero dirt. Like it rode so fast, and it's funny. We were in the parking lot, and I'm like, "This is a night ride. Like like we're gonna go slower." And we were riding faster than the daylight.
Oh,
Um,
trail conditions. They do that.
yeah, I would say there was that, which made it fun and flowy.
We all excited about Monster Cross? Monster Cross?
Yeah, I am. I'm still figuring out my bike setup.
It's gonna be.
I might take a dog down there and leave him.
Leave them.
Yeah.
Are you guys camping Friday night and Saturday? Or are you going down
Saturday to Sunday.
No,
Saturday, Sunday?
we're not leaving until like after 12 or so on Saturday.
So Monster Cross is a Sunday event.
Yeah, Sunday like
Sunday.
I think it doesn't start till like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Okay. Well, they're going to get a little bit of rain tomorrow, right? Aren't you supposed to get a little rain tomorrow? But then it's supposed to dry out, and I think it's supposed to be perfect after that. I think you're going to have good weather
I hope so.
for Monster Cross. It might be a little chillier.
It's gonna be a little chilly because, yeah, I would say I think sleeping it'll be in the mid 30s.
Mid-30s, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll double up Jess's sleeping bag and we'll take a quilt for the rooftop tent. We have a mattress so we can quilt it up.
You'll be fine.
Blankets, pillows.
You'll be fine.
I'll put a little. I'll take my mini solo stove and put it up there. Have some heat.
Nothing like a little open fire in your rooftop.
Yeah, I'll
tent.
open up the
that'll work.
sunroof.
Don't do that, everybody. If you're listening, don't do that.
That was just a joke.
That's not something you want to
Use
do.
a candle. It's
All right,
safer.
we have lawyers. They make a little candle that's in a tube, and it helps with condensation. I can't remember the name of it. I almost bought one time. You hang it in the
Justin
top.
Klein had it, I think.
Yeah, I've seen them before, but it's a safety candle, and it's a candle that burns inside of a glass tube that you hang.
Yeah.
And you put it in the top of your tent, and what it's supposed to do is that small flame keeps the condensation from building up on the inside of the tent. So pro tip.
That's pretty cool.
Pro tip. And you have to buy their candles though, I think.
Well, that's fine if
But
it works.
I've seen hacks where people have
I'm not going to hack a flame in my tent.
No, where they make the candle. There's ways that you can get the right size tubing
Oh.
and melt the wax and buy the wicks and make.
Do they have
they're very
wood wick?
expensive.
I like wood wick candles.
No, I don't think it's a wood wick. I think
I got the new wood wick and I got the CBD candle going.
We were having a very nice until I needed to turn the lights on to
Yeah,
be able to
looks like
see.
It was beautiful in here.
Almost had a dark podcast until I couldn't see anything.
Yes, Monster Cross is coming. Jess is going to ride her. I'll let her talk. We finished the car setup for the season. For all it crosses over. I switched from doing that Prinzu roof system that was $1,000-something, and you got to take down the headliner, and I just get EP on the Yakima bars. And there's only 2 systems that work with that.
So what we're
car.
talking about is your
On the car.
car system on top of your Subaru
Yeah.
Outback for your rooftop.
I mean,
deck.
we're pretty gangster because we have our rooftop up there. The awning still works on the other side. We have the bike rack on the back.
I noticed that when I saw in the parking lot the other day. We were out there talking.
Yeah.
And I remember when we first put that, trying to get our fingers up underneath.
Yeah,
get the
so
bolts, and
it helps a lot.
You have a whole lot more clearance now.
You Outback owners, because there's probably a good amount.
So what did
It's
you?
a
What
bike
did
podcast.
specifically did you put on top of that?
The Yakima Sky Towers with the core bars. I didn't go to the super bars because they're mid-level bars. I still have that blade shape,
Mhm.
and they're all steel instead of aluminum. So they're heavy. I don't care.
Right.
But they have almost double the weight capacity per bar.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's
Okay.
pretty. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. But
Yeah.
we'll be bums. So we got multiple events coming up soon.
No, I tell you, it looks good.
38 more, and I'll justify the cost of the tent. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've already used that a good, not as much last year. Last year was wild, but no, I freaking love that thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to sleep in the parking lot yesterday.
Well, you can't
Or Monday.
take away the comfort factor too. I mean, unless you're going to go get a hotel room.
Sometimes those I don't sleep as well
Yeah.
in a hotel. Actually, the pad, I don't use a sleeping pad in mine. Like the 3+ inch mattress
You got a
roof nest,
3-inch mattress, yeah.
it's freaking comfortable.
So my 23.0 has I think 2-inch mattress,
Mhm.
but I got an X-Pad Mega Mat to
Yeah.
go on top of that. So
It was pretty comfy.
Yeah.
That's my little home away from home.
just like we did with the Prius. I want to crawl up in there. You can't be there. I want to crawl up and cuddle a little bit
Oh, yeah.
inside of your anyway.
Yeah, we've had a lot of boring talk between me and Brian, Jessica.
Yes.
Tell us about your Monster
Tell us about
Cross.
Monster
Tell
Cross.
us about throwing up.
Nothing. I had a stomach
You had
virus
norovirus.
this weekend. Yeah, I had the stomach virus. So
I yelled at her while we were mountain biking.
I kept telling Joey I was nauseous. Joey, I don't feel good. Joey, my heart rate's high. Joey, can we stop a little bit more? And like 3 hours later, I came home and I was puking in the toilet upstairs.
How long do you think you had that before it kind of manifested itself like that?
It started on the trail, I bet.
I don't know. I mean, but they say like your heart rate can feel it. I mean, I was out of breath for a majority of
Well,
the
I'll say it.
race.
You look a lot more bright-eyed tonight
Yeah.
than you did last week.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means.
Well, usually sometimes when Jess has a little attitude, she does that. Like, because we were riding a different section of trail she never rode. So I was trying to the goal of that
We're
was
gonna have to have a therapy session here.
no, we
Okay.
fight.
Okay.
We duke it out, No, we don't fight a lot at all.
No.
No, so I didn't. Monster Cross is a different course.
I don't even know.
We
what
ride the
Monster-
same thing at St. Mary's Lake, so I thought good exposure therapy would have been, all right, let's do something we've never done at the lake.
Go a different direction.
So I thought she had an attitude about that.
Okay. Oh, so you thought she was giving you attitude when she was
Yeah.
really
Like,
actually.
slow down. I'm like,
you're right behind me, and I'm like,
we were going to eat sushi, and I was like, Joey, I can't go in. I feel nauseous. And then he's like, fine, you don't care about anybody else. I'm just gonna eat chicken nuggets at home by myself. And I was like,
okay, now it feels like we're
Oh.
on Frasier.
Little nauseous,
now
like-
we're-
None of that came out of
Now,
my
Joey,
mouth.
how did that make you feel when you were?
Well, the way she said it is not at all how it happened.
Ah.
But yes,
Okay.
that didn't happen.
We just had a couple more.
We
listeners
did
hit
get to the
button.
thing, and then she's like, "I don't feel it." I'm like, and I thought the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Learning Jessica is an art, and sometimes I like it sounds bad, man. So sometimes you got to push her a little bit because she just like will have an attitude and won't want to go to eat, and then we're done. She's like, "That was so much fun," and
Yeah.
just like the trick.
Okay, Jess.
This is legitimately like
I was nauseous.
yeah, she was. So I drove her home, and I made pigs in a blanket, and I watched.
That's so nice.
I think I watched Walter Mitty.
Ah.
It's his favorite movie.
So, are you excited about Monster Cross? Yes. 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 Okay. And you're ready for it? What distance? What? I don't even tell me. What is it? More of a mountain bike or gravel bike or?
It's
What
generally
is
about
it?
90% fire road with 10% single track and a creek crossing.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's a gravel ride. It's a gravel race.
People show up on both bikes.
Okay.
Monster Cross.
Okay. Gotcha.
And Jessica, we'll keep talking about
And
her.
you're gonna
her-
ride your Hanzo, big Hanzo.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride my big Hanzo.
Okay. Comfy.
Comfy.
Get out
Yep.
there, have fun.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. Don't turn the computer on. How far is? What's your distance?
25.
Perfect.
We did 25 and 50. Larry's doing the 50.
Perfect.
We're sleeping with Larry, but not like that, but we're camping with Larry.
I had hoped to try to get down there with you,
That'd be a privilege to sleep with Larry.
but Pocahontas had no campsites available for Brian.
And I don't know how strict they are because you answer the question multiple times about the amount of vehicles you're bringing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2 vehicles
They
per spot.
probably are. They're probably, especially when you start slapping rooftop tents off of them. Yeah, they're gonna look at
I
that.
did think I got an RV spot, though.
Yeah. It's a
Well, Larry's
crapshoot.
sleeping in his car, too, so.
You never know. You never know. Sometimes they're this time of year, they might not really care. They're like, oh
Oh, no, I don't care. I'm not moving.
no, I mean they won't care.
No, I
because
mean, yeah.
it's February, folks. I mean, come on,
No, we're going to go down.
and you're sold out, so cut it out.
We're going to have a nice dinner. Or hopefully there's a fire ring.
Mhm.
I assume there was.
I'm
We'll
sure
eat
there will
food
be.
that we're used to.
Mhm.
Larry just probably has an iron stomach, so.
Are you guys going to cook at camp on Saturday night?
Yeah.
Nice.
I made pulled pork for that.
Cool.
We'll probably do pulled pork or sausage that I've already made with some like peppers and onions and
Mhm.
take some
Now-
Tums. But
Jess, do you have the course on your Garmin yet? No.
no, it's gonna. Yeah, we're just.
Is it pretty well marked?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll run it on my Garmin. She doesn't run a Garmin.
Are you guys riding it together?
Yeah.
Oh,
Duo.
cool.
She leaves
Oh,
me. She leaves
nice.
me.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, no, we're gonna ride it together. I'm just gonna
Gotcha.
try to figure out. Father Dave told me to ride my single speed today, so
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you tempted?
half tempted.
Half tempted? What's the elevation like?
I don't know. I gotta look that up.
Pocahontas, I mean, you're going to have some punchy stuff. You're not going to have any like
Yeah.
giant climb.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe there is. Maybe
Mhm.
not. I don't know.
Sure. Yep.
Anyway, I went. You know what I was just looking at that I'm like a couple of weeks late on. Obviously, it's caught my eye before. It's hurricane in Florida was just
They had the big
beginning of
like
February.
mass start
Yeah.
version.
Yeah, and you can go ride it by yourself. You can buy the routes from Single
Yeah.
Track Samurai, but they had sort of like the race version of the Hurricane 300. That looks really cool.
I've been wanting to do that for years.
I just had Tom Stewart was down in Orlando,
Mhm.
and he was asking me for the routes that I did around Lake Apopka, and I sent him the starting spot, and he did a route, had some nice pictures of some gators, and he was pretty excited about it. He said he had a good time.
He
So
did. I'll tell you right now where Tom is exactly.
why would you do that?
We shared his location, never turned it off.
Creeper.
I
No,
wanted to do Huracan since I think we went down in like 2017.
Yeah.
I found it on bikepacking.com. I've never like
he's got a ton of routes down there, and he also
wild
does,
route.
He does a lot of I I think there's like all the way through the spring, like every weekend, there's like a 30-person, like 2-day or 3-day bike packing thing for
Dang.
like $100. So that is single track Samurai.
Even with inflation, still $100.
Yeah. But I was like, that's an interesting model because it's totally self-supported. So you pay them $100. Here's the route that you're going to ride. We've got arranged campsites for you in this place and that place.
That's a good deal.
And it's all self-supported. So he doesn't have to put out like rest stops and aid stations or
I mean, if you
tractors or worried about.
If you just show up and you are self-supported, but you don't have to worry about the route or anything from where you're staying, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it actually is nice.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to, on the other side as an event coordinator, there's no like aid stations or this or like that. It's really kind of like true to the roots of what bike packing, in my opinion, is really all about. I don't know that I would anticipate a aid station on a bike packing route, event, adventure thing. Maybe. I don't know. It just seemed really cool to me. It caught my eye because it just happened, and I was looking to see if they had any results. There's no results for it. I don't know whether there was results from like 2 years ago. So I don't know if it's like one of those things where they didn't even do it this year to like from a results standpoint, but it's intrigued me, and I think I'm going to look at that for next year. So that would actually be a really good time of the year for you if you're seriously interested in it. Early February.
I'll be coming down off my single speed cyclocross season, so we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You want to do Strava Club?
Strava Club. I don't know if I'm going to do this right because I got.
No.
Because I don't know if Eli Orth is like short for something.
Nope.
But he is from Cincinnati, Ohio. He rode 175 or girl. 175.6 miles. Grant Cole from Canton, Pennsylvania, with 115.8.
I bet you he knows Eric. I bet you there's Canton, PA crowd, Canton cycling. I bet you Grant's part of that.
Maybe.
You
Never know. Josh Bennett from Wilmington, North Carolina, getting ready for Croatan with 213.8. Even with the fabulous weather, we were up to 114.6 miles for the top 100. And we went down to 891.
They heard you talking about me having to have a gray mustache.
You would look good.
And we've lost a Strava Club member. The challenge is still out there, folks. If you know a friend that's on Strava that's not in a Strava Club, what should you do?
Don't make a Strava. We'll charge you, even making a free account. I'm just kidding. You want to go to strava.com/club/gravel-travel-dirt.
So all that drama with Strava, like with them raising the prices but not telling people why, or some people got different prices and that your price is going up, your price is staying the same. Did you see the CEO just step down?
Yeah, let's talk about it before dinner.
So wonder if they are going to backpedal on all of those pricing changes, or maybe
my price had never changed. So look,
my pricing never changed. I don't know what the drama was all about.
And the only price change I'm bummed about is I was supposed to be grandfathered in with Zwift.
Oh,
I don't think anyone ever fully got grandfathered in. Like the original.
What are they at now? What is Zwift up
I don't know. It used to be like $6 a month. Now it's like $25.
Okay.
I got to turn that off soon because I let it roll all year.
I let it roll all year, and I probably
barely use it in the off season.
They will keep your data.
Yeah. You turn it on and off.
You can turn it on and on, turn it off. And I've always just said I wanted to support them for doing it. I was back when the blue bot people were out there pacing you because they didn't have enough users. So you haven't seen a blue bot on Zwift in I don't know how many years.
17 years?
17 years? I don't know. Back since, I don't know, Boomer.
Don't remember.
I probably think I've spent more time outside this year than in this quote unquote off season than I ever had.
Great outside season.
It has. It's been fantastic. We haven't had to worry about any salt.
Nope.
On the road because we haven't really had any ice or snow. And that's really the thing that drives me off of the roads when it's cold out more than anything else. That and the wind. Today was super windy. It was brutal today.
It was nasty.
And I don't know, but I was just lured by the pleasant temperature.
You get lured into vans?
All right. You want to do this or that? Do you have anything
I
else?
feel like there's something to talk about, but I also
Oh,
don't.
we wanted to wish Kelly Catali happy birthday.
Yes.
Jess, do you want to wish Kelly a happy birthday?
She is taking care of the dog, so happy birthday, Kelly.
Kelly, it's
I don't do a good Jersey accent.
it's the 15th, so her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Kelly.
Yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I will say before this is over, Industry 9's having a killer wheel sale.
Okay.
25% off almost everything.
Wow.
Specialized started to sale back up.
Okay.
There's a lot of really good bikes on sale. Unfortunately, in the whole bike industry, you're not going to see gravel. You're not going to see gravel bikes on sale
Because
But
it's the
the stuff that's
discipline.
harder to.
that's-
You're not going to see gravel or road bikes really on sale. They're extremely hard to get still. You'll walk into hopefully a decent bike shop that's stocked. There's a lot of mountain bikes and bread and butter stuff, and there's we have road bikes and gravel bikes because we plan, but all the sales probably don't apply to anything drop bar. But there's nice mountain bikes, there's nice hybrids, everything.
Why is that?
They can't get the parts for a lot of the drop bar stuff.
But that's the issue. That's
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
When China shuts down for a week,
Uh-huh.
it's like a month-long ripple.
Okay.
So,
Huh.
yeah, now's a good time to buy a new mountain bike and a new wheel set. Gabe got a really nice set of road wheels. Did you see that post on that Crux?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
That Crux looks really nice.
it's beautiful.
That's and he did the thing where he's got two sets of wheels, right? Where he's got the
3.
three. Oh, hi.
So
Hi, friend.
yeah, Gabe's balling. When we had issues getting Industry 9s like a year ago when we first put the bike on order, because when Industry 9 was like 23 weeks out on builds and then stuff was in and out. We got a couple sets of Rolf.
Uh-huh.
So he has a 700 and a 650 set for gravel
Okay.
of Rolfs. And he has some new Terravales. Basically Terravel famous anyway by now, just to let you guys all know. But anyway, he's running that bike with 650s on Sunday for Monster Cross, and now that his road wheels came in, so his third wheel set is the Industry 9, deep dish carbon, a road set with torch hubs. He's doing a road race or a crit or something on Saturday on that same bike.
Crux. It just goes off the wheels.
Towards Virginia Beach.
Nice. I
and
love that.
He's just killing it.
I love that. That's awesome.
He took that same bike right after he bought it on 140 mile, 120. He'll come in Friday and tell me the exact. I know what it is.
Nice.
That's
awesome,
He's
bro.
killing it with that bike.
That's great.
And
That's
he's got all 3 wheel sets,
awesome.
all disciplines.
It's a sharp looking bike.
Yeah.
It's a super sharp bike.
And he's gonna be a Croatan. He's another one
yeah.
in our. He's car camping, so
Cool.
we'll get our little
We may have
party's growing, Jessica.
we may have to have an entire side of the speedway
Yeah.
for what we got going on. We got so many people that are coming. I'm excited about that. And I told you my plan. We're going down on Thursday, but I'm going to camp back in the National Forest Thursday night and then roll into the campground.
You gonna see a
on-
skunk ape?
Yes.
Like
Skunk
their
ape.
version of Sasquatch?
Yeah, Sam Squanch.
Sam Squatch. Yeah.
Sam Squanch. Gonna roll into campground on Friday, so I'll be there. I can claim a corner. I can claim a turn. So we want turn 1, turn 2. Where do you want to be?
Turn 2.
Turn 2 over sort
Close
of.
enough to the bathhouse. It's on the back corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Turn 2. Okay.
I wanna
Got
be
it.
in the other side. That's too long to walk
That's a long ways.
to get to the
Tell
shower
me,
house.
we were in sort of turn 3 last year.
I don't know. I don't know which one's what.
We were in turn 3. You know when you drive across?
When you look at the bathhouse, I want to be in that left corner.
Which bathhouse are you talking about?
The one away from the entrance.
The one away from the entrance. Okay, that's turn 2.
Yeah.
That's turn 2. Gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. I use the bathhouse on the other side over in turn 3
Yeah, I use that to
for business.
business.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, I like the other bathhouse.
I'm
There's a whole
excited.
family shower. I know I said it on one episode. Took forever to wait for them. No offense. Maybe they're listeners. If they were, oh jeez.
Okay, Strava Club or this
already
or that.
did it, yeah.
This or that.
Ready
This or
for
that?
this or that.
Jess is ready for bed.
Jess is ready for
I'm
this or that. Look at her. She
exhausted.
looks
We've
so
been rambling.
I
excited.
haven't had to sleep in the guest room again tonight.
Okay, first item, Jess. Strava or no Strava?
100% no Strava.
No Strava. So
100%.
it's not that you're anti-Strava. It's just you don't want that pressure, right? That's just
If you get on Strava, you can see she was meditating at one this morning.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. I like Strava. I like data. I'm kind of a data geek and nerd. I like looking at my numbers. I don't really particularly care the competitive side of Strava. I think just presents a lot of drama. But I compete mostly with myself, so that's my take on it. Joey,
The only reason I like Strava is I like to see improvements, but I also don't care at the same time about other stuff. Like,
and you have to kind of see it. So I get you. I hear you.
and it's Strava can be demoralizing at the same time for people.
True.
Like,
True.
all right, I do Rowsby Hall climb. In
Mhm.
2016, I was a number 4 on that climb at the time,
Mhm.
and it was like a ridiculous time. And as I progress going through the year, I might be slow, and I'm like, oh, at the end of the season, I'm doing really good. I'm feeling great. But then I look back at 2016 time, I'm like, wow, I feel good now, but I'm nowhere near what I was then. So I try not to look at it like that anymore.
I don't think I look really at the historical stuff in that vein either.
Well, like I like to look at like section or segments and like look at myself.
Yeah.
Like at the lake recently over the last year,
Okay.
or like I don't know, it's kind of fun to like relive the memory too, because you look back and like then you look at the whole ride, and then I was like, oh, that was a fun ride.
I wish a couple of things that Strava would do. I wish they would increase the data that clubs can use. So I like the idea of having the club page for the not for our bike club.
Yeah.
But like when you look at the leaderboards, they disappear after a week, and you have no like aggregate data for your club. I would like to know, like, okay, what's the club actually doing? How many members do we have? How much are we riding? That kind of aggregate data from a club perspective, I think would be really cool. And I'd also like to. I also look at segments, but I'd love to be able to look at them by gear, so that when I'm riding a segment on my Otso, I'm not comparing it to riding in a segment
Here's
on
a tech
my
tip: it's going to
Roubaix.
cost you some money, but just have profile Brian working.
No, not doing
all
that.
different logins.
Not doing that. I'm not even going close to doing that.
Brian e-bike.
Okay, second item, Jess. Valentine's Day or Groundhog Day?
Groundhog's Day.
I love Groundhog's
I think
Day.
it's fun.
I think it's just a fantastic thing. What's that all about?
Here's a this or that, a stringy booger or a crunchy booger. God, I can't breathe sometimes.
Valentine's Day? You're a Valentine's Day because you're ginger. You're
Yeah.
soft, sentimental.
I did get Jess flowers.
I know they're
I
pretty.
think I used all my good luck for her wheels for Christmas, and I didn't forget about Valentine's Day, but I didn't plan it out like I did Christmas.
So Valentine's Day or
And
Groundhog?
we're not like big celebrators of it. It's pretty mutual.
Yeah.
Groundhog's Day, I think we put more emphasis in watching
Puxatawny film.
yeah, and that whole shit show up there.
Yeah, I like it.
Which we will go to one day.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah,
You might get stuck though. You have to live that same day over and over and over and over and over
that's
again.
fine if it's a good day.
Lights on or lights off?
Lights off. It's so bright in here.
I like the lights on because I need to be able to see all of these like things that I have to use. I know what you're going to say, Joe.
Well, we do have Edison bulbs, which kind of give it that like softer, warmer.
you need a dimmer switch. We said
But
that.
I need to put it. No,
you know what
happened
can
when
I put a dimmer switch in for you?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll come over and put a dimmer switch.
You see the burning marks on the ceiling up there? Yeah, the guy that installed it switched the ground and the other. So I just rewired it the way it was, and as soon as I flipped the breaker,
It started fire.
pop.
Oh,
and
no.
Smoke came out, and that's why there's a little bit of gray up there.
Okay.
I'm fine rewiring stuff, but whoever J-rigged, and it was my neighbor, Mr. Steve, because he told me like a year ago, or before I did that, I put that chandelier up for whatever. I'm like, yes. So he screwed up the wiring. So I will put a dimmer.
So I know you're a
But
light.
I like the lights off. We candlelight dinner every night.
So
Coffee every morning.
I offered this week. We could have
Beautiful.
turned the lights back off. We could have, but
Yeah.
I also like. I can't. I don't know. Okay. Jess, propane fire pit or a wood fire pit?
I like the sound of the wood fire pit.
Okay.
I like our wood fire pit on the deck.
Okay.
Like the solo stove with the wood in it. I thought that was really nice.
I also think that I will prefer a wood fire pit, but I would say this: I just bought the little red campfire stoves. I just bought one of those because there's some places anymore it's become more an issue with wood and sparks and how dry it is and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of places are not allowing you to make wood fires anymore, and having a little propane fire pit.
What'd you buy it for?
Camping.
For camping?
Yeah, for camping. For taking it in the truck. Because I can't. We were talking about bringing my solo stove down to Croatan. It's not going to fit. But my little red.
You have a pickup truck and that ain't going to fit?
No, because the cover comes down over top of it, and the solo stove's too tall, and it won't fit in it. But
take ours.
so this is it's a 65,000 BTU propane stove that's got like the fiberglass wood on top of it. It's like a pedestal.
So it's fake wood.
So it's fake wood, so it looks like a real fire, and it's very, very 65,000 BTU, 10 inches off of the ground on a pedestal. That's putting out a lot of heat.
So if your solar stove doesn't fit, how's your propane tank going to fit?
I'm going to get a little 5-gallon propane tank.
Like one for a grill?
Nope, not a.
Is that
those are
20
pounds?
Oh,
5 pounds are real small.
oh, we're going to burn through that.
It's about you get about 5 hours per pound, so that's about
Oh.
25 hours of burn time on a 5-pound propane tank.
I had about 2,000 million BTUs when I caught my grill on fire last week. Full-on
Did you
fire
legitimately catch the grill on fire?
Oh, yeah.
Fire?
Like, fire extinguisher out.
Really?
And I wasn't one of those, like, let me take a picture of it. Like, during or think I should have taken a video. But I've had issues with that over the last couple of years. I replaced a lot of parts. It was a Weber Jess got me for Christmas. Was it Christmas? Like, years ago.
What do you think happened?
Eventually, like, grease will just, it keeps getting, and I always scrub it. And I cleaned it. But I was searing a steak and I had it up all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I come out and it's just like, was kind of on what I'm used to being on fire, which I usually close the grill. I close it. I came inside and got some flour just in case, because you sprinkle a little flour. You ever wash the flour out?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I came out and that thing was engulfed.
Fully involved.
And luckily I keep the fire extinguisher out there.
Did you actually hit it with the fire extinguisher?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you lost a steak too?
No, I did pull the steak off.
Okay.
That's okay. But I've been reading. I emailed Weber yesterday. Like, there's a way you can wash it. Some people say after the chemicals are on there.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to scrub it.
Uh,
Anyway,
Oy.
so I
Well, at
keep
least didn't catch your deck on fire or your house on fire.
Yeah, I do keep a grill mat underneath, and for my solo stove, which I prefer wood.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice thing is I could see the propane. This was we went on a tangent.
Yeah, but that's okay. All related.
Is like if it cools off quick.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
like if you want to. We had a fire a couple weeks ago. We were doing a paddle sail.
Mm.
We had a fire going the whole time, and I had to let it burn out with about an hour before we left.
Yeah,
just to cool down, and it was cool.
So this is the little red campfire. It's a metal cover that clamps on the bottom, and you take it off, and the hose is wound up, and you just light it, and then when you're done, you just turn the gas off, and it takes about less than 5 minutes for it to cool down, and then you just put the little cover back on it, wrap the hose back up, and off.
Well, this is cute.
So it's like auto. As soon as you arrive at a location. If you're coming in late at night, it's good for a campsite too. So you come in late and you don't want to try to like figure out a way to go find wood, and that's a part of the experience. Sometimes I get it. I enjoy that as well.
You enjoy that on the canal when everyone else is sitting around?
Well, that's not going on my bike. So yeah, when you're on the canal and everybody else is sitting around.
Joey and Brian are getting wood.
Did you guys know that Husky Haven Campground in Rockwood?
Never heard of her.
On the Gap is permanently closed.
I saw something about that.
Yeah, I posted that today. I had. And Barry, the guy that owned it, he's been in some poor health. I think the last few times that I've been up there, he tends the campground and he comes around in his little 4-wheeler and brings water and firewood and all those things. It's a lot of work. And I think they finally it was time.
It's like a business opportunity for you.
And well, they're not selling it.
Oh.
It's not for sale, and they also don't have anybody else coming in to run it. So I see it's going to be squatters are going to come in there and just kind of like take over, and they will spend as much effort and time running squatters out on weekends as they would if they just charged people to camp there. So I don't know, but if you frequent the Gap, if Rockwood is a part of your mix in Husky Haven, you might need to look at Outflow Campground up in Confluence. That might change your numbers when you're running your days. When you do Gap, your 3-day or 4-day, your distances are going to change. But because that's down in Confluence, it's probably about 12 miles short of Rockwood. And it's the sort of like the climb. You go from Confluence up to Rockwood. It's more of a grade there than you might possibly think. So keep that in mind, friends, if
Keep it
you
in mind.
are traveling the Gap, as well as there's a giant closure right now with no detour in that same vicinity, in that same area from Ohiopyle to Confluence, which is supposed to be done and finish. The construction work is supposed to be done by the end of April. But friend, if you are going out in March or April, you're going to want to check that because there are no detours that are friendly. You're climbing up out of Ohiopyle and doing a fair amount of legwork, so to speak, to get around that closure on some busy roads. So keep that in mind, friends. You guys ready to shut this one down?
Yep.
Yeah, you're done? Yes? Okay.
Jess is over this one.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you enjoyed the podcast, maybe consider joining us on Patreon. Joey, how can folks get in touch with us?
You can come shake my hand at Monster Cross this weekend or fist bump. There's still a confusion there with society.
It's the elbow bump or the fist bump,
Yeah, you
or the
never know.
handshake or the hug.
I usually go for the kiss and no one wants to. We're also on Instagram at Gravel Travel Dirt. No, Mid-Atlantic GTD. Our website's graveltraveldirt.com.
You can go to the website and find all those things. Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt is recorded this week from right here in Joey Jess's kitchen. Thanks for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.